Hello all, it's Carol with Scrap-a-Dab-a-Doo. It's Tuesday, September 6th. I cannot believe it's September already. Where did August and July go? They were just here a minute ago, I swear. So today we're going to go ahead and work on our little passport book. This is made using a Sizzix passport die. And it has the cover, the binding that has, and then the page setup. And then we use the Spellbinders waterfall dies to add waterfall pages inside. And then we've added some little places for photos to be put. And we're just going to continue on with our pages and add some fun things to it. And we're going to use the place photo stamp here because this is a gift, so I'll send it on to her, and everywhere she should put a photo I will just put one of those little stickies on there and a note. And so last time we finished up with this set of waterfall dies, adding the pages to it. And so now we're going to move on to this area, and we're just kind of winging it as we go. Hi Linda, welcome. Glad you could make it. My camera seems to want to be difficult today. So here we go. I think what we're going to do is we're going to add a pocket in here so that we can slip some more photo mats in there. I'm using the Heaven Sent collection by Prima. I'm using the 6x6 and the 8x8. And that's pretty much all we're using in this. We're making all of our elements and everything out of what's in that collection. So this is kind of cute. I wonder how we could work that into there. Unless we fussy cut it. Or we could just make it a pocket. I think that's what we'll do. We're just going to make it into a pocket. And right now I'm just trying to use up some of the scraps that we had. Oh, and I still didn't change my blade on my trimmer. I should have. Heather, you were censored. You're going to need to allow URLs. Okay, they're allowed. So you can do it again. You can do it again. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to just make a couple of a quarter inch gusset, and I'm using the mini scoreboard, and I'm just going to score it a quarter of an inch in on both sides, on two sides. My fat fingers get in the way. This is really a pretty collection, and it's great for kids. And when I cut this, I'm going to cut it at an angle so that when we fold our pocket, it's not going to show. And then I'm also going to clip the top of it so it doesn't show when we go over. We'll just do that. And I'm going to put it over here and cover where this is rounded so that it doesn't look rounded. And we're going to ink, and I'm using the Vintage Photo. I always forget to turn on the links when I fire this thing up. Let's go ahead and snip this one back too. And then we'll find a little element or something that's in there to put on the blank space there. get out my score tape here. So did you all have a nice long weekend for those of you in the U.S.? Barry, you made it! I'm so excited to see you. Finally a day off that coincides with a show. Monica, what were you guys doing for the long weekend in Canada? What were you celebrating there? We were celebrating Labor Day. So let's go ahead and find one of our little elements that we can cut down. I think I like the little hello baby with the rabbit on it. I think we'll use that. So, you guys have Labor Day too. You spell a couple things different than we do. Jenny! How you feeling, darling? So we're going to cut this off, and then I'm going to pop it up on some chipboard. I know this album is one of my favorite dies. It can be used for so many things. So I'm just going to grab a piece of chipboard and my Jenny, I hope that goes away here pretty soon, that you start to get feeling better. I'm just going to pop it on the chipboard here. Thought I was coming down with a cold the other day, so the minute I start feeling it, I take some echinacea and douse myself with that, and it seems to keep colds from coming on. So we're just going to cut this out. Yes, it is a Biggs die. It's a Biggs XL. And it cuts out the one of the covers. So you have to cut two. and then it cuts out the spine. And then also on the die are these pages, which it's one long page that you fold, and then it has the holes in it so you can attach it. So it is a great little album for everything. Add that right on there. Get my glue. Oh no. Where did my glue go? Oh, there it is. It really is. And I mean, you put 3 different, what they call signatures in it. And it gives you just a whole host of pages to work with. Do that. And then we're going to cut some photo mats to go down in there. And I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to grab a new piece of paper to get those cut. Might not have any that'll work. So let me just grab some, I'm just going to grab some craft colored cardstock since it matches what we're doing. Hi, Diana. And so let's measure to see what size we can fit in here. So I'm going to make them 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. And I'm going to put 2 of them in there because that should be perfect with an 8 1/2 by 11 sheet of cardstock. It gives you 2. And like I said, I have got to put a new blade in my trimmer. And since I can put pictures on both sides, I'm going to go ahead and ink both sides. So Barry, how's the real estate business going for you, darling? And we're just going to tuck those in there. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and make a photo mat for over here on this side. And we're going to make it 4 1/4. I think we're only going to go 2 1/2 on this one. 4 1/4 by 2 1/2. Yeah, but you love it, don't you? Hang on, I need to grab my corner choppers. And I'm just going to do 2 sides of it. Did you get a whole lot of the rain that came, Barry? Did you guys get swamped with that rain that came through there? You got nothing? That's good. That's really good. That's great to hear. And then I'm going to put a little strip down the edge of that. How come you're not on the one with the no ads? So, is everyone's kids back to school now? So 4 1/4. I'm going to try and get the little baby boots on there. Probably it knows you haven't been on here in a year. Okay, so this I'm just going to put a little bit of score tape on the top and the bottom. That way you can tuck things inside of this too. I know, so as we're heading into our fall and winter, Heather and the Australian people are heading into their spring and summer. They go back tomorrow, Diana? Most of ours went back today. I know my granddaughter went back today, and then my grandson goes tomorrow. They just kind of have orientation for for the younger kids. She's just moving up into junior high. And so they have orientation for her all day. And then I guess they have, there's 6th, 7th, and 8th in there. And so I'm going to add a special delivery thing here, just like that. And then we'll go ahead and tuck some more little photo mats down in there. So I only went tape in about half of it. Hi, Vicki. How are you? And I want to make sure I get it on the right half. So I want it on this side because it's going to flip over and go on the other side. But my other grandkids that are over in Eastern Washington, they went back last week, right before the long weekend. So I guess they can get all the checking in stuff and getting their books and everything out of the way and then settle in starting today. I'm good, Vicki. We're just going to put that piece on there. And then we've got those 2 pages decorated. So now we'll move on to this one. And a lot of this is just making pockets and adding funny things to it. And so I think on this one we're going to add something down in the corner. Maybe we'll add a belly band to this one on both sides. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to add a belly band to each side of this. That way they can just stick pictures down in there. Me either, Janny. Or high school or elementary school. I think this is just about the right size, so I just need to cut it to my length. So I'm just going to measure across and add a 1/2 inch. So I want to go 3.5 inches on both of them. And I can get both of them out of one piece. And then I'm going to score them on the ends at a 1/4 inch each. Girlfriend of mine serves in the cafeteria at one of the local schools, and she's counting down the days till she can retire. She's been at the schools for over 20 years. We're going to go ahead and just clip these back so when you fold them over you can't see them. I had a hard enough time after I got married. I went back to college and took some medical I can't say transcribing, but it was medical technologies so that I could work in front offices and that. And the first few weeks, man, I thought my brain was going to die. There was so much to learn. And one of the things that, and I never did well at typing. I hated typing in school. And so I couldn't type very well at all. And one of the things that we had to do was take typing classes. And so, but fortunately, they were on computers, and I had been working on computers for a little while, so I was a little bit better at the typing than I had been in high school. So I did pass that course, but my brain started kicking in and working, so it wasn't too bad. Did you retire from that, Heather? Oh, I can type really well now. That just kicked it in, so now I can type quite a few words per minute. So, but computers are so much easier because all you have to do is backspace. When we were in high school, we had to use the correction tape and all that kind of stuff. You resigned? I'll bet they loved you though there, Heather. I know they did. I'm going to move this one down because otherwise I'm cutting off that top baby's head, and I don't think that that would look quite right. I don't want to cut off any baby's heads. So this one I'll put on to match it. And so I'm going to match this one up over on the other side because I'm not cutting off any baby's heads on that side either. So there we go. We've got our belly bands there. So I'm going to cut out some photo mats, 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. What's Ashley doing? Need to get a hold of her and see when she wants to set up the show for the last recipe book and the box that she's going to make for all of them to go into. This has been a fun project, the recipe swap. It's been fun getting recipes from all over the world, and I think Mark's doing good, Jenny. I'll probably cut a couple more to go in there, but got that. Let's see if we can't find something cute to put on those. Those look kind of plain. So let's look in the 6x6 book. I think we're going to use the Cow and the Moon and the Forever in Love with You on these. No, I changed my mind. I'm going to use this one so that they can write on that. And the cow, too. So there's two places to write. He does have a great attitude about it. But I know it wears them both down. One of our customers posted this morning that her daughter's boyfriend got shot over the weekend. He was at a get-together, and there was an argument, and he stepped in to break it up. I guess there was a fight or something. He stepped in to break it up, and one of the guys shot him in the stomach. How scary. That'd be a phone call I'd hate to get in the middle of the night. And I think we're going to put these on chipboard too. I know. So I guess they did them in surgery, and they're not quite sure what'll happen. But I noticed he posted something on Facebook, so I think he's awake at least. I know, that'd be crazy, right? Hi, Mom, I got shot. No thanks. So many things are settled with guns these days, though. Oh gosh, Heather, I hope you don't have a gun if you've been without coffee for 3 days. I'd be wanting to shoot someone myself. Heck, I have a problem going without coffee for an hour, much less 3 days. We had a family picnic on Saturday, and it was at one of our local parks, and it wasn't very nice to begin with. It was rainy and drizzly when we woke up, and it looked like it was just going to get worse and worse. And so we went to the park early so we could try and find a spot, because there's a couple of covered spots and that at the park. And so one of the last grabs we did was we grabbed our camp stove, and camp coffee pot, the percolator, you know, the old tin one that you put on the camp stove and percolate your coffee. And so when we got down there, we actually did get the covered area that was down there. So we were able to grab the tables and everything. And then Dan fired up the camp stove and started percolating coffee. And you know, I forgot how good percolated coffee is when you're in the great outdoors. Okay, so here's our little cow in the moon and our little beauty here. So we're just gonna put those in the middle. Hi, Annie. Oh, I used to be a 6-pack a day Diet Pepsi drinker. Hardcore. I haven't tried to go without coffee for a while. I figure everyone around me is safer if I don't. Okay, so there we've got those, and we've got our little photo mats that can come in and out, and I'll probably add a couple more. So this page here I think is pretty well decorated with the hot air balloon on it. It's really cute. But let's go ahead and put papers on our waterfall. And I probably have enough scraps that I can get those cut out of that. Now, okay, that one's not going to matter, so I can use the full one. The inside ones didn't like being covered up. So this one we're going to go 3 1/4. Did I go all the way to the edge on those? No, I didn't. 2 6/8. That's the right width. Good, I don't have to cut it down by 2 1/4. Hi, Mac. Measure twice, cut once. 3 1/4. And on this one, we're going to just round. You know what? I need to take a smidge off of this one. It's too wide. But just a smidge. There we go. I haven't heard of it, Annie. Beacon Mixed Media Glue. I'll have to look into it. Hang on, I want to write that down so I don't forget what it was. Beacon Mix Media Glue. Oh, we don't use those cuss words on here, Annie. I know we've had some of the Beacon fabric tack and other stuff on the store, in the store. So we're just gonna put that one on there. And let's find some other pieces to put on the back. Boy, I've got a lot of the green pieces left. I think we'll just cut this one down because it's not directional. So it's going to go on the top, and it's going to go 3 1/4 by 3. We just got a Hobby Lobby here in town. It just opened a couple weeks ago. And it's like over by my mom's. So I'm over there every Wednesday, and then coming home the other night after I dropped them off from dinner, I noticed that there's a Tuesday mornings that has gone in there now. So I'll have to go and check that out too. I don't think I've ever been in one of those, but I hear people talking about them all the time. Oh, that sounds like fun, Annie. So you're heading to Mississippi, I take it, if you're going to go on the Mississippi River. Okay, we're going to have to cut into some more sheets of paper. And I think I like the dots. I don't know what they do. I've never been, like I say, I've never been to one. Okay, so I can go up that high, which which I'm going to go 3 by 3. Huh. I'll have to check them out. See what's there. There's some of those stores that are like that. We've had a couple of them. I can't remember what the names of them are. There's another one. Not Tuesday Morning, but that's something else. And the one I went into, I mean, there was stuff spilling out the aisles. It was like chaos. It was worse than some of our Goodwill stores and things like that are here. I mean, just a disaster in the aisles. I'm just going to put a strip of this blue paper right up in the gap. I don't like dirty stores and things that are... What's that one? It's not Ross. So about 1/4 inch by 3. Oh, well, hopefully they'll keep this one like that. Because, like, I don't do messy stores. They kind of creep me out. So we're going to go... Ross, yeah. I think it is Ross. And I know they have good prices, but sometimes when it looks more like a secondhand used store and things are... It might be... I think it is a Max. Or a Ross, rather. That we have here. That I just can't even bring myself to... I went into it once. And, you know, I love thrift stores. But stores that are just unkept and dirty and most of our thrift stores and that around here are very well kept. But I just had the feeling that was just like things were just thrown in there all over the floor. And, you know, and I know sometimes that your shoppers can make quite a mess of a store. But, yeah, I can't do that. Okay, that's still a little bit big. So I'm going to have to cut it down a little bit. I think I'll just use my ruler. You guys are so good to me. And if I don't have it and you need it, you just let me know and I get it. Okay. I like that. So I think I'll put a baby down here. So 3 by 3. I find myself so often just walking out, you know, I'm spoiled because I can just walk into my other room and pretty much get all the crafting supplies I want. But I walk into, you know, even Michael's and Joann's and things like that and look at some of the stuff that they have for seasonal. And I don't even get that. I think babies are going up here. Babies to the top. Hi, Margaret. You made it home. Well, I'll keep my eye open, and if I happen to see anything, I will snag it up for you and let you know I have it. So you made it home, Margaret. How was your weekend away? And I think I'm going to go back to the green on this just because I have it cut. Hi, Carrie. Good morning. Yeah, I'll see what I can find for you. See if it's out there. I got my laundry yesterday. I got that done. Tomatoes are starting to ripen. And it seems like they're all ripening at once. And you know, you can only eat so many fresh tomatoes. And we have the little cherry tomatoes that, oh gosh, they're so good. But I'm getting like a large bowl full every day. Every day. And I'm talking, you know, probably a pint or, well, probably more, like a couple of pints a day of the little cherries. And so yesterday I decided that I was going to, I'm going to just use the little, it's not quite a 1/4 inch, so I took all my tomatoes and I sliced them and I put them in a roaster pan with some of the green peppers from the garden and some of the onions um, and everything was out of my garden except for the onion. I didn't get any big onions to grow. And so, and then I took some whole garlic and put it in a roaster pan and stuck it in my oven and roasted it for about 5.5 hours. And got them all nice and cooked down and everything. And then I took and put them in my blender and pureed them and made tomato sauce so that I have fresh tomato sauce when I make spaghetti this winter. So I'll just put them in freezer bags and freeze them. And okay, so we've got more pages done, and these are just going to be places where they can place photos. So I'm going, that's not going to be big enough. So let's pull out another paper. Hi, Josie. How are you? I'm going to use this marbled one. I know it's got all the words and everything on the back, but that's okay. And then I think I'll just do another polka dot to go with this, because I like that. Actually, you know what? I want to find this one. I want to find that one. Gotta find that one. None left in the big one. Here it is. Then that'll give me the word ones to use on some of the other ones. We're just about done. I don't know that we're going to go a full 2 hours today. But I do want to get this done so that I can get it in the mail. I was going to finish it on my own, but you know, I set it on my table and I walk past and I look at it and I look at it and I look at it and I don't stop and grab it. And so I figured, yeah, I'll do it on the show. And that way I know it's going to be done. 3... by 3.5 on the bottom one. But on my own, I don't think I'd ever gotten it done. So that's why we're finishing it up today. Hi, Teresa. Welcome home from vacation. Hi, Carrie Ann. I think I'm just going to round the bottom of this one and put it on there. And then I'm going to use the polka dots for the top one. This one we're going to go 3. all you people taking vacations. Oops, it's a little long. Cut it off just a little bit more. Oh, no worries. I already sent it off to Ashley, so she will get her done for you. Okay, so that last flip pocket is done. Since we have something over here, I don't think I'm going to put anything over here. I think I'm just going to leave it for pictures. Because on the other ones I did, and it's getting kind of bulky, but it's not so bad yet. But I do need to, it's a little bit quacky. So I need to tone down on the embellishments here. But we'll go ahead and do another belly band. Or maybe a corner. I think maybe I'll do a corner on this one. What do you think? Corner work for you guys? Heather can't type. Her laptop is probably giving her fits. I don't think I want to use that. Let me see what else we've got here. So I think I'm going to make the corner out of this one up here. I love this paper. Okay, let's see how I have to cut it down in order to fit on this one. So I want it to be 2 3/4. So I'm going to go 3. And then I want it about halfway up. So I'll go 3 by 3. And that way we can put a 1/4 inch on the top and on that. So I'm going to cut it down to where I can get most of this in there. Oh, that works out great. I think you get most of the banner on both sides. Might snip a little bit of this one off, but for the most part you got it. But we're going to fold this back anyway, so I should have left it longer on that side. Oh well. Wasn't thinking. So now I want to go 3. So I'll leave it longer on the top. No, longer on the bottom. I want all that to show. Okay. Tell Ash I said hello. Tell her I will call her. we'll call her so we're gonna, on the back side here, we're going to score it at a 1/4 inch so we can make our pocket. And then on the bottom, we're going to go a 1/4 inch. And snip it. That's cute. Jenny, have you felt up to doing any creating at all? I know I sure miss seeing your cards. Okay, so we're going to put this one on here. And once again, I'm going to cover the corner where it's rounded. And most of these are just going to get a place photo here. And then we'll add some. And then I think on the last two, I think on this one, let's see. I think I'll just do a belly band there, and then I think I'll do a pocket on this last one with this one. Oh, well, I'm glad you are. So this pocket is going to actually go the opposite. And I want this one to be angled. I want it to be an angled pocket. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut my angle. I don't want to cut off any of the bunny's ears. Okay, so there's my angle. And so now I need to figure out so 3, so I'm going to cut it at 3 1/4. Okay, so that's not going to give me 1/4 inch there. So I'm going to go up and snip it here, and then I'll snip it back at my 3 1/4 here so that I get all the word baby in there. Hey, you're back, Heather. So then we're gonna create our pocket. Did you learn a lot when you did that, Janny? I've always wondered what those classes would be like. I've never done it. And then I think I'm going to go a 1/2 inch on this one just to hide that word children. And that'll be a fun little pocket down here at the bottom. And I think on this one, I think I'm going to round this corner. Because I like the way that looks better when it's rounded. Looks good. What do you think? You know, I kind of wonder how many actually use like his distress stains and things like that, because when I had them in the store, and I probably still have some left, I couldn't give the stains away, the spray stains or the distress stains or anything like that. They basically sat there. How many of you guys actually use all that distress stain and things? Oops, this was going to go in this back pocket. I use the inks, but the stains, the spray stains. Now, I know that when I did my Kaisercraft wood storage pieces for my craft room, I used the stain on the wood. But that was, I didn't ever use them in my paper crafting. But then I am not much, for one, to do altered. I'm not an altered. Oh, and I put it on the wrong page. Someone should have stopped me. I guess that bunny just wanted to be on the dots. Okay, so we'll just make fun belly bands for this page. What do you think? How about just some belly bands for that page? So I know, it's kind of like all the hype that was done for the distressed pins. Oh, I think I like the roses on that, but that's not very babyish and fun, so I'll have to dress it up. But I think I will use the roses on that one because I think it matches it the best without being bland. I never did try the crayons. I brought them in because people wanted them. So should we make them pretty thick bands or should we go a little thinner? I think I'm going to make them pretty thick, but not quite that thick. You know, the one thing that I use all the time, though, is I do use my Prima watercolor pencils. I use them a lot on coloring my stamps and things. I like those. Those are, so we're going 1.5 with this one. And then I'm going to top it. So we're going to go by 3.5. Boy, did I cut that crooked or what? How did I get that so crooked? That's weird. So, by 3.5. And then we'll do a 1/4 inch on each side. I use my inks quite often. I love the pencils, Janny. I think they work really good. I use them quite often. So we're just going to score this at 1/4 inch to make our sides. Oh, I scored the wrong one. I'm not using that one. It is the paper trimmer's fault. You're right. I didn't do it. Everything I do is perfect. It's my tools that aren't cooperating. I think the thing that I didn't like about the Prima watercolor pencils is that they have so many different sets, and several of the sets have duplicate colors in them. So I would have thought, and I didn't realize that until after I'd gotten all the sets, I really thought that they should all have different colors in them. They shouldn't repeat the colors in the sets. So I have some pencils that are duplicates, and you know, a lot of them are ones that I'll use anyways. But I didn't realize that they were repeating some of the colors in the sets. Okay, so let's put some tape on here. And then I think we're going to be just about done, because I don't think I can add any more into this without making it bulky. I might have to put a band around it or something to hold it shut. I haven't tried the pencil. Xandra loves, I think Xandra loves the crayons, I believe. And I don't know what Ashley thinks of them. I know she got them, but we never talked about what she thought of them when she actually tried them. So we're just going to put the belly band in the middle. So there's words on this, and they're actually right side up or upside down. So be aware of that when you're using directional papers. You want to make sure that they are going on in the right direction. Okay. So let's add this one in. And then we'll go through and take a look at what's here. And then I think on the back, I'm going to write and make columns and put height, HT, weight, and what is height, weight, height and weight. I think that would be the only thing that we could add here. And then put 1 month, 2 months, and draw down here and just do the months and put the height and weight so that they can keep a journal of what baby weighed. I think that filled in pretty good. So it's kind of bulky. I think what made it that way is these two that I put in, one on top of the other. I think had I offset them, that it wouldn't have been as bulky. Oh, length. Bye, Maggie. So, well, as they go on, wouldn't it be height and weight? I mean, I know they do length when they're born, but as they go on through the months, like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, doesn't it change from length to height? That's what I would think. I think it would change. I know that when they're born, they go by length, but I think as they get older, then they go by height. So I think that's what I'll put on the back of it as height. And I may try to move these. Ooh, I can. I think I can get it. I think I'm going to offset these because they're just bulking it out. I know, undo. And I just got some new undo in the store. So there's no reason that I should not have it. Right? Oh, this one's tearing. But I won't move it up that high. It did tear it, but I'm going to just move it up to where they're offset, so that'll be hidden anyway. And that, oh, that makes a huge difference. Okay, and that moved it enough to where it offset it to help close and didn't tear it up too much. So, okay. So I think our baby book is pretty much complete. And here's our first waterfall page. And then we've got some that come out of this one for pictures. And then mats here. And then we've got words on those. And then we've got some more photo mats here. And like I say, I'm going to go through and place photos here on this. And then we've got another one with a belly band. Or this one was a pocket. And we did this with the Sizzix pleated border die, which was really kind of fun because I've had it for so long. And hang on. It was this die. And I've had it for so long. And I always thought, oh, that'd be so cute. And so I used it. And I used it on my Boo banner. And then I used it in this and created the folded pocket. And that is just so cute. I am going to be using that die more often. Okay, and so then we've got more flip pockets here, the waterfall dies. And these are the Spellbinders ones. I think I only have one of the two in stock, but I've got more on the way. They sell out really quick. So then we've got a pocket over here that we added some photo mats. And then we added belly bands here to slide some photo mats in. And this is the one that I just moved up. Oh, forgot to put my photo mat back in. Here, I'm trying to pull it out and it's not even there. And then this page is blank. I don't know how it ended up that way, but it is blank. I might have to go and add something on one of those pages. And then here we've got the waterfall again. And then we've added our pocket here. And I'll cut some more photo mats and put them down there. And then we've got the pocket on the opposite side. And we'll put some photo mats in there. And then we've got our two last belly bands. And like I say, I'm going to go and add 1 month height and weight. And I think I'll just stick with height and weight so they can just have a place to document it. So, pretty cute little book. I think so anyway. I like the way it comes together. I also made one of these for my nephew and his wife that took a year-long trip after they got married around the world, pretty much. They've gone to pretty much every continent in the world. Thanks, Jenny. So then, and I just listed these today. Next time we come back, I've got 2 stamp sets that we're going to be using. And I made some cards using the Misty. And so I did it layering because this is all one piece. So when we come back in 2 weeks, I'm going to use the Misty stamping tool. And we're going to work on doing some layering on our stamping. I use my Misty constantly. So that is what we're going to be doing in 2 weeks. And we will be using these two stamp sets. This one is the Stampendous, and it is a bouquet for you, and it's in the store, and it's under what's new. I know you did, Jenny. These were some of the thank you cards that I had made to send out. And I'd gotten several emails from people asking me how I had made that card. And so I thought we'd go ahead and just work on doing them. A lot of people get confused on how to use the Misty to doing their layering. And so we're going to work on that. And then this one is the Blue Fern Studios. And it's the Essential Textures stamps. So we will do a couple of the cards using these next time. Anybody have any questions? You can find all these products at www.scrapadabadoo.com, and that is SCRAPADABADOO.com. So that's all for today, ladies. Thank you so much for joining me. I've had a fun time making this little book, and I got a little outfit to send over with it, so I'll get it finished up, get my place photo stickers put throughout the book, and I will send her some adhesive to put the pictures on with, and we will be set to go. So hope you guys have a good night, and I will see you in a couple of weeks. Gwen will be on next week. Not sure what she's going to be working on, but you can be assured that it's going to be fun. So join her then, and y'all have a good night. Take care.